Ramona Shelburne, ESPN NBA insider, senior writer, and had a deep dive into what happened last Wednesday night with Oklahoma City and Utah, and kind enough to join us to talk about that. Good morning, Ramona. And how will Rudy Gobert be remembered when it comes to this?
You know, Dan, I think the term we're all looking for is useful idiot, right? Right? You know, when you look back on that moment, it feels like a long time ago, doesn't it?
Yes.
Because so much has happened since that, and it was really just last week. But you know, I remember that morning, Rudy Gobert was, you know, we started hearing, oh yeah, Rudy Gobert's out with an illness a couple days after he had that press conference where he was licking everyone's microphones, and everybody was like, yeah, that's like one of those things that goes around on social media. Like, you didn't think that was like a real thing. You know, I wonder if he has the coronavirus, right? I mean, it was literally like that level of, it felt like a joke. And it was obviously true. And I think what was so incredible for me in just reporting on this and kind of piecing together the timeline of everything was, you know, how there was a small handful of people who knew Wednesday morning that Rudy Gobert was being tested for COVID-19. And that group included, you know, the Utah Jazz, their trainers, the people, you know, some people in the league office, and county health officials in Oklahoma City. But the NBA Board of Governors was having a conference call that day talking about scenarios and best case, worst case scenarios, et cetera. And they couldn't know that because we have federal privacy laws, right? So they had to be debating these things in their own time. And at that time, it still felt like a lot to be canceling fans at games, right? I mean, we were still talking about the you know, is there a way to gradually ease into this social distancing? Is there a way to keep playing the games and, you know, just limit the number of people in the arena? And I can only imagine the NBA officials on the phone having this conversation, letting the owners have their say, everybody coming to their own level of acceptance with this, while in the back of their minds knowing, well, you know, if Rudy Gobert test comes back positive, we're all shut down anyway. And that's exactly what happened a few hours later.
What if he didn't test positive?
I think that's the question. I don't think they would have shut down.
Yeah.
You know, the plan was after that Board of Governors meeting, everyone was going to sleep on it. The president was going to give an address that night, so I think a lot of owners wanted to see what he was going to say first. But the plan was for Adam Silver to basically say, okay, no more fans at games in the morning. I think that's what would have happened if Gobert would have tested negative. And man, you know, like we've all been, you know, all the experts say the sooner you do this, the better. And so I think that's where I keep coming up with that useful idiot term, right? I mean, it's just, you know, he's since apologized for being so cavalier about this, for joking around about it. But you know, he may have saved a lot of lives, because we would probably still be playing games and exposing a lot of people.
Yeah, I call him the inadvertent hero because I think he's going down in history. He'll be mentioned when it comes to this virus, you know, good or bad. We're talking to Ramona Shelburne, ESPN NBA insider, senior writer. What options do you think the NBA is going to have if they resume basketball, let's say, in mid-June?
Yeah, I don't see a world in which we pick that regular season back up. It just doesn't, you know, why would you try to cram in the last, you know, 10 games of the year or something? It doesn't feel like important right now to even be thinking about that. I can see a world where we have a playoffs, whether it's a full playoffs or a limited playoffs, I'm not sure. I think everybody would like to have some conclusion to the season, whether that takes place in June, July, August. You know, that would be good. But I don't know. You know, the one thing, you know, Adam Silver keeps saying is the more the best experts that you talk to, they've been consulting with, you know, just the best experts, right? I saw Dr. David Ho. He's one of the groundbreaking doctors on HIV and AIDS, right? He's now one of the lead doctors trying to find a vaccine for coronavirus and treatment options, right? the NBA has been consulting with him because they've known him since Magic Johnson days, right? When they had to deal with HIV and try to understand the science of that. They like the best experts in the world. The one thing that they continue to say to everyone, and especially the NBA, is there's so much about this that we don't know. And so, like, to say that I think we're going to be back in June, I don't know. When the league shut down, I thought we'd be back in May.
Yeah.
Now we're thinking late June.
Yeah. It was a great read, Ramona. You did a wonderful job recapping that in real time, the timeline of what happened last Wednesday. That'll be part of NBA history. We appreciate you joining us.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Dan.
That's Ramona Shelburne, ESPN NBA insider, senior writer.